Dangal greetings, I am Earl, Jairo, Buñag, together with my groupmates Ablaña, Elaiza, Almocera, Francess B, Balagot, Miguel, Baustista, Angelo, Bernardo, Joven, Caacoy, Aicie, Capacio, Denssel, Delfinado, Clare R, Hinagpis, Heleina, Althea, and we are here to discuss the specification of our project for midterm week 11 entitled Bingo Card.
Upon running the HTML code on the browser, this is the outline and the design that will be visible to the user. Before the bingo game starts, the user must enter how many bingo cards they would like to generate. We included an error checking if the user didn't input proper values on the text field upon clicking the buttons. Once the user generated the numbers of the bingo cards they prefer, they can now start to draw the ball.
In continuation for Ms. Caacoy's discussion, after drawing a ball, the card will be marked automatically according to the number that has been drawn. But in our program, we have a bug which is, if there is a same number from the different card, the first card with the same value will be the only card that will be marked, but it doesn't mean that the program is not reading the next cards. Then, if the player gets the combination of the bingo numbers, then it will alert a message that the user already bingo. Then after clicking the OK button, the combination numbers will be highlighted also with a different color. And lastly, if the user wants to reuse the program, we provide a clear button that will reload the page to use it again. Hello once again, I am Jairo, Buñag, and now I am here to discuss the index HTML. So first, we have the title bingo card. Then we have the text that is enclosed in the center tags, enter how many bingo cards. For another center tag, we have the text box with ID of txt number of cards. We also have the buttons for the generate cards that is on click will call the function called draw card. We also have the button for draw ball that calls the function called draw ball when click, and lastly, the clear button that calls the function called clear bingo card. Below the buttons, we have the P tags for output with ID output and P ball output. For the body, we had the script tag that calls the class by the src tag with the file name bingocard.js and balldraw.js. For the inside scripting, we first create an object for the class bingo card and balldraw named object bingo card and object balldraw. For the functions, we have the function called drawCard that calls the drawCard method using the object of bingo card. Then the function called drawBall that calls the drawBall method using the object of balldraw. And lastly, is the function called clear bingo card that calls the clear bingo card.
This is how we came up with the design of our project. On the body tag, it sets the background color of the web page to a light purple shade. On the center, it centers the text content within a center tag. In the input type text, styles the input text field element. The table tag styles the table element and layout properties, while on the TD, TH, TR tag would style the table cells and rows including their borders on the bingo card.
To continue the next code, applies the dot table styles the table. Another TH is to style the table header cells. Another TD and TH that styles the table cells and header cells. The dot container class is used to apply styling to a container element with display properties to align its content. The button tag to style the button elements. Button hover to style the button element when it is hovered over with the cursor. Button before, which styles a pseudo element that is inserted before the button content. And lastly, the dot current number is to style the current drawable number.
So my part is class called bingo card. This code defines a class called bingo card with a constructor that initializes three properties: matrix counter, matrix, and is card created. The generate matrix method uses loops and that random method to generate 5 random numbers for each of the 5 arrays B, I, N, G, and O. The do-while loop ensures that each number is unique within its array. The numbers in the arrays represent the possible values for each column in a bingo card. B contains numbers between 1 to 15. I contains number between 16 to 30. And N contains number between 31 to 45. Except for the center space which is free. G contains number between 46 to 60. And O contains numbers between 61 to 75. After generating the 5 arrays, the generate matrix method creates a new array for the bingo card by pushing a copy of each of the 5 arrays into it. The slice method is used to create a copy of each array so that changes made to the original arrays will not affect the bingo card. The generate matrix method does not return anything, but it does update the matrix property of the bingo card object. This property is an array that contains one or more arrays, each representing a bingo card. The isCardCreated property is used to track whether a bingo card has been created or not. That's all, thank you.
On this code, it defines a function named table, which returns an HTML table with a specified format. The table consists of 5 columns labeled B, I, N, G, O, and 5 rows. Each cell contains a value from the matrix array, which is an attribute of the current object instance. The matrix is a 5x5 array that represents a bingo game card, with each cell containing a number or an empty space. The function generates a table using a template literal and dynamically sets the ID attribute of each cell using the value of a corresponding matrix cell. The middle cell of the table's second row is colored green and contains the text free inside a P element. The function returns the HTML table format as a string.
The drawCard function takes the user input for the number of bingo cards to generate. It first retrieves the user input from an HTML element with the ID text number of cards and performs some validation to ensure that the input is valid number greater than 0. If the input is valid, the function then generates the specified number of bingo cards using a loop that calls to other functions. Generate matrix and table matrix. The generate matrix function generates a 5 times 5 matrix of random numbers and stores it in variable called matrix, while the table function creates an HTML table that displays the contents of the matrix. The drawCard function then appends the HTML table to another HTML element with the ID P output, increments a counter variable called matrix counter, and sets a Boolean variable called isCardCreated to true to indicate that at least one bingo card has finally created. The function calls the pass matrix function passing in the generated matrix and the isCardCreated variable.
The pass matrix function takes 2 arguments, matrix and isCardCreated. It creates a new instance of the balldraw class by calling its constructor with the matrix and isCardCreated values passed in as arguments. The new instance is assigned to a variable called obj balldraw. The clear bingo card function does exactly what its name suggests. It clears the bingo card. It does this by reloading the current location using the location.reload method. This causes the page to be refreshed and any changes made to it to be reset to its original state.
Good day, my name is Denssel Capacio and I'm here to explain my part. In this code, it defines a class called balldraw that has several properties and a constructor method that takes 2 arguments. The properties include isBingo, card number, isColumn, isRow, column, and row. The constructor sets the matrix and isCardCreated. properties of the instance to the values passed in as arguments and initializes two empty arrays, and on the instance called boldrons and array to check.
We created a method named drawBall. First, we initialize a variable named number to hold down the draw numbers. If the user has already created a card, then the method proceeds to draw a number from 1 to 75 using the math.random and the math.floor methods. A loop is used to ensure the draw number is not already present in the array boldrons, which holds all the previously drawn numbers. If the number is already present, a new number is drawn and the loop will continue until the unique number is found. The unique number is pushed to the array boldrons. The draw number is used to determine which letter category it falls under. B if the number is greater than or equal to 15. And I if the number is greater than 15 and less than or equal to 30. And if the number is greater than 30 and less than or equal to 45. And G if the number is greater than 45 or less than or equal to 60. And O if the number is greater than 60 and less than or equal to 75. Depending on the letter category, the draw number is printed alongside the corresponding letter on the screen using the inner HTML property of an HTML element. The class current number is added to the HTML element that displays the draw number to provide the styling. The two other methods, mark card and the check card, are called to validate user's card based on the draw number. These methods update the user's card with the draw number and check if the user has already won. The method show message is called to display any relevant messages to the user, such as if they have won or if they need to draw more numbers. And in the end, if the user has not created a card yet, an alert message will be displayed.
This code defines a method called markCard that takes in a number as an argument. The purpose of this method is to mark the number in a bingo card by changing the background color of the corresponding HTML element to green. The method achieves this by using three nested for loops to traverse through the 3D matrix, looking for the number in each of the single arrays. When the number is found, the corresponding HTML element identified by its ID is located using the document.getElementById method, and its background color is changed to green using the style.background property. In summary, this method is used to visually mark a number in a bingo card.
Good day, my name is Denssel Capacio, and I am here to explain the other part. In this code, defines a method called checkCard that checks whether a given bingo card has a winning combination or not. The method does this traversing every cell in the matrix that represents the card, and for each cell, it retrieves the color value of the corresponding HTML element, and if all the cells in a winning combination have the same background color, the method sets the isBingo properly of the class instance. It will make this into true, indicating that the card has a winning combination. The method does not return any value but updates the class instance property isBingo to indicate if the card has a winning combination or not.
Good day, sir. My name is Joven Bernardo from 2IT-C and my student number is 2102085. This code checks if all the cells in each of the 4 columns of a specific bingo card have been marked with the color green. It first checks if all the cells in the first column of the card have been marked. If so, it loops through each of the 5 cells in that column and changes the background color to red, indicating that these numbers have been marked for the particular card. It also sets some variables to indicate that a bingo has been found, and that it was found in a column on this specific card. It then does the same check for the remaining columns on the card. If all the cells in a column have been marked with green, it loops through each cells in the column and sets the background color to red. Updates a variable indicating that a bingo was found in the column of this card. Finally, it sets a variable to indicate that a bingo has been found, regardless of whatever it was in the column or row on this card.
Hello everyone, my name is Elaiza Ablaña, 2IT-C. This code is a part of a bingo game implementation in JavaScript. It checks if there is a bingo on a player's bingo card, which is represented by a 5x5 matrix of cells. The matrix contains numbers or words that players need to match with the ones drawn by the game master. The code checks for three conditions. If all the cells in the fifth column, column 4, are green, the program highlights the cells and sets the is bingo flag to true, indicating that the player has achieved a bingo in the fifth column. If all the cells in the first row, row 0, are green, the program highlights the cells and sets the is bingo flag to true, indicating that the player has achieved a bingo in the first row. If all the cells in the second row, row 1, or the third row, row 2, are green, the program highlights the cells and sets the is bingo flag to true, indicating that the player has achieved a bingo in the second or the third row, respectively. If any of these conditions are true, the program sets the corresponding flag variables such as is column, is row, column, and row to keep track of the type of bingo achieved.
First of all, my name is Baustista Angelo. And this code checks the matrix cells to determine if there's a winning combination of green cells. The code first checks for horizontal win condition by checking if all cells in the fourth row are green. If there is a win, the code highlights the cells in red, sets the card number, row number, and bingo status flag to true. Next, the code checks for a vertical win condition by checking if all cells in the fifth column are green. If there is a win, the code highlights the cells in red, sets the card number, column number, and bingo status flag to true. Lastly, the code checks for two diagonal win conditions from the top left to bottom right and from the top right to the bottom left. If there is a win, the code highlights the cells in red, sets the card number, and bingo status flag to true. The code returns the bingo status flag, which is either true or false, indicating whether a winning combination of green cells was found in matrix.
And lastly, because the show message are called many times, therefore we need to test if the call is for winning bingo. That is why it is tested if the bingo is equal to true. If true, then it will be tested again if it is column or row. If the combination is vertical, then the column is true, therefore it will alert message with the greetings plus the card number, that is bingo, and the column. Else, if it is horizontal, then the is row equals true. Therefore, it will alert a message with the greetings plus the card number and the row of the combination. Else, if the combination is diagonal, then it will alert a message with the greetings plus the card number.